human beings. So like what are the characteristics we have, like eyes, ears, muscles, food, fuel, and the mind. All these characteristics are copied into a robot. Like our eyes and ears act like sensors, muscles like actuators, food and fuel like power system to move, manipulator, torque, required torques or forces are required. The mind which controls our all actions, so the controller also control the behavior of the robot. So in this way we can resemble both robot and human beings. Robot anatomy, it is the structure of robot in which the essential part is mechanical system. Mechanical system consists of rigid bodies. Manipulator is mechanical structure of the robot, and it is constructed of series of joints and the links. This one can see in the given figure. The manipulator is made of links and the joints. So links, it is used to transmit mechanical power, and the joints permit a relative motion between links. So links, between the two links there is a joint which performs relative motions between the links. Manipulator ensures mobility and the wrist that confers the orientations, and an end effector that performs the required task. So whatever orientation will be, so it will be due to wrist, and due to the end of the arm tooling, which is known as end effector, is responsible for performing required task. And it is the device which is attached to the wrist, you can see, and enables robot to perform as specific task. This can be also visualized by the another peak, like if we start from waist, shoulder, arm, elbow, wrist, hand. Arm is made of elbow and wrist. This can be seen here. Arm consists of elbow and wrist. Okay. Now we are going to talk about hand effectors, as it is attached to the wrist and enables the robot to perform a specific task. There are two types of hand effectors. First one, grippers. Second one, tools. Gripper, to grasp and manipulate objects during work cycle. Tools, to perform a process like spot welding, spray painting. So these figures represents the grippers, in which you can see there are 3 fingers, 2 fingers, and here it looks 4 fingers. Okay, and tools, you can see while doing welding, welding torque is required, and that is the tool. These actions can be visualized with the help of YouTube. Yeah. See, three finger adaptive gripper. Yeah, coming back to the PPT. Mainly, there are four types of hand effectors. First one, mechanical grippers. Second, vacuum gripper. Third, a magnetic gripper. Fourth, gripper with adhesive strips. This table represents the various types and a little bit description about them. Like a mechanical gripper, it may have two or more fingers which are actuated by robot controller to open and close on a work part. Like a vacuum gripper, suction cups are used to hold flat objects. Okay. So why not to visualize this vacuum gripper, vacuum gripper video we want to see. Let us see which type of, yeah, see, yeah, see here the best example of vacuum gripper. Now coming back to the PPT. In this way, one can understand the various types and it's a description. Okay. Now a robotic system. A robotic system has manipulator, power unit, control unit, and the role of manipulator. It provides motion to the robot so that it can perform the required task. Okay. Uh, Motion power unit is required to supply required torques or forces. Control unit is to correct the error between the reference velocity and the actual velocity of the manipulator. Okay. So they are basically uh, three main components of a robotic system, like drive system, which is also known as actuator, then controller, sensors, which is also shown in the block diagram. There are two robots and how it is going to be controlled by the controller based on the feedback. So what are the commonly used actuators? Mostly electric motors are used for small compact robots. Pneumatic cylinders are used, and for very large robots, hydraulic cylinders are used. And commonly used sensors, so these are proximity sensor, tactile sensor, motion vision. Proximity sensor is also known as range sensor, and it is a sensor able to detect the presence of nearby objects without any physical contact. If there is any obstacle in the workspace, so without touching, it can detect. Tactile sensor is a device that measures information arising from physical interaction with its environment. Motion vision, you can see at the end of the robot there is a camera. Configurations means position plus orientation of the manipulator. So basically there are four configurations: Cartesian, cylindrical, spherical, articulated. And the below figures represent workspace of these configurations. Like for Cartesian, the workspace will be of either square or rectangular. In the case of cylindrical workspace will be there. In the case of spherical workspace will be there. In the case of articulated, like human-like joints, so the workspace will be also of spherical type. And one thing, which kind of joints are there in these configurations? So starting from the Cartesian, you can see the directions of motions. There are three linear motions due to three prismatic joints. Okay. If you come to cylindrical, so one linear joint is converted into rotary, and in the spherical, two linear joints are converted into rotary. But in the case of articulated, all the joints are now rotary joints. So why not to visualize these motions with the help of YouTube? Yeah, jointed spherical. Okay, it is rectangular arm geometry. So whatever motion will be, that will be along X, Y, Z. You can see it is coming forward, and this hook is moving left, right, and it is picking and taking off. Now see cylindrical arm geometry. Observe the motion. Yeah, rotated, then moving off, again rotated, moving down. In this way, one can understand. Okay, coming back to PPT. So workspace is set of points that can be reached by its an effector. Workspace is also known as work volume or work envelope, means the maximum reach of the manipulator. Okay. So there are two types of workspace. First, dexterous workspace, and second, reachable workspace. So dexterous workspace, a robot can reach the particular location with all the orientations. But in the case of reachable workspace, it can reach with only one orientation. And a dexterous workspace is a subset of reachable workspace. Okay. Now, a serial manipulator versus parallel manipulator. So left one figure is serial joint linkage, right one figure parallel joint linkage. So in serial joint linkage, all the links are connected by the joints in a series. But here, all the links are connected parallelly, and these are used to control a single platform. So this single platform, for example, Stewart platform, okay, and this is the AND factor. ये आप इसको समझ सकते हैं जैसे कैमरा में ट्राइपॉड रहता है, ट्राइपॉड का बीच का जो कॉमन, दैट इज द AND factor. This can be also visualized with the help of this YouTube video. See, left side there is a parallel manipulator, right side there is a serial manipulator. Okay, now the left side parallel robot is moving along its axis, and see, these are the serial manipulators. In this way, one can visualize. Now coming back to the PPT. Now motion control system, the motion can be controlled either by point-to-point motion or continuous path motion. If drilling is required or some pick and place kind of things, it doesn't matter which path is going to be followed. But in the case of milling, a particular path is required that can be visualized in the below figure. Okay, so point to point motion, once again, teach initial and the final points. Intermediate path is not critical and is computed by the controller. Applications, moving of parts, spot welding, automated loading and unloading of machines, pick and place motion. Continuous path motion, it is used when there is a need to follow a complex path through 3D space. Okay, this you can observe this in the below figure. The path is not simple, it is a complex kind of things, but path is here very important, we cannot avoid. Okay. And regarding robot programming methods, so there are three methods. First one offline mode, second one online, third one combination of both. Okay. In offline, suppose before experiment, we want to test our robot's behavior. Okay. So the whatever the task we want from the robot, that can be done with the help of computer. So that is the offline mode. If there will be actual robot involved, okay, and controlled by T-Spandin, so it is the example of online, means directly we can control our robot. It is an example of typical task like drilling on the wall. There is a serial manipulator. Okay. So what do we need for doing this kind of task? Proper torques or forces are required to move the joints. What about modeling? You might be knowing one can model a robot by the mathematical equations or by the block diagrams or by the uh, graphical representations. Yeah, now forward kinematics. You can see this figure. It is a serial manipulator and the X, Y, Z represents coordinate system. If we want to measure the positions and orientations, so we need to fix the coordinate system. So this is the base frame and it is the tool frame. So suppose we want to know about positions with respect to base for the given angles like theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. So for the given joint variables, what will be the value of x, y, z? It is known as forward kinematics. In inverse kinematics, now we want to know about joint variables. So input is here, input is the and effector positions and the outputs are the joint variables. If you talk about solutions of forward kinematics and the inverse kinematics, so inverse kinematics give three solutions: one solution, multiple solutions, or it may be also no solution. Okay, so in which case we get multiple solutions, like see the goal point. Okay, and see there are two configurations which are known as elbow up and the elbow down, but both are meeting at the common point. Okay, means there are two ways to reach the goal point. No solution case, if the target point is far away the workspace, and the workspace is what? The reach of the manipulator. So in this case, it is a 2 degree of freedom serial manipulator. The object, the goal point is far away, so we cannot locate. This robot cannot go there and cannot perform any task because base is fixed here and the workspace is limited. Okay, so there will be no solution, means we cannot get the positions and the orientation of the robot. Again, the workspace, the set of locations that can be reached by the joints. Okay, this you can see the hollow circle. So this outer boundary is the maximum reach of the manipulator. Now, how to get the end effectors positions and orientations? So positions like x and y. So it is the simple geometry. So based on the geometrical approach, we can know like uh, it has two links. Each link has a length of a1 and second link a2 theta 1, theta 2 are the joint angles. Okay. So firstly, there are two terms in these equations. First term for link 1, second term for link 2. In the second term, one thing is notable, theta 1 plus theta 2. So you can see why we have added theta 1 again. Our purpose is we are going to measure from the x-axis. So theta 1 is from the x-axis, but theta 2 is not from the x-axis. It is from the axis of the link 1. Okay, that's why we have added theta 1 plus theta 2. Similarly, one can get and affect the position for y direction. Okay. Now, Jacobian. So what is this? It relates linear velocities with joint velocities. Suppose we want to know, means we want linear motions from the joint motions. Okay. So how to get that? And which is responsible for converting the joint motions into the linear motions? Okay. Suppose like I am going to pick and place this bottle. Okay. So with the help of joints, I'm ultimately what I'm doing, I'm placing means my robot is moving along the axis, means linear velocities I want. Okay. So how to get that? So again, recalling the equation of and effector positions, and by differentiating these two equations with respect to time, we want here velocity. So that's why dx divided by dt, which is written here x dot, dy divided by dt, which is written here y dot. Okay. And if you differentiate with respect to time, so like cos theta 1 becomes minus sin theta 1 multiplied by theta 1 dot. So in this way we can get this matrix. Okay. And the middle term is known as the Jacobian, which is further simplified by x dot and the j. In place of this middle term, now we have put j term, which represents Jacobian, and the theta dot. Okay. Now achieving desired and effector velocities. So is it possible always to achieve the desired and effectors? So Jacobian matrix needs to become inverted to determine the joint velocities to achieve the desired and effector velocities. Okay, and this is not always possible. Matrix may not be invertible. Okay, so J is what here? Matrix. In the case, suppose theta 2 becomes 0, then it is not invertible. Okay. So at that condition, situation is known as singularity, and can it be guaranteed that J is always invertible? So answer is no. One can get determinant of Jacobian. So we get this, and the below figures are two conditions in which first condition theta 2 becomes 0, in the second condition theta 2 becomes 180 degree. And these configurations, these kind of singularities are known as the workspace boundary and the workspace interior. Workspace interior, this one when the link 2 got folded back. Okay, and workspace boundary when the link 2 got stretched, fully stretched. Okay, and uh, this figure denotes the example of singularity. The person is uh, earlier targeting and firing the enemy. Uh, you can say the plane, but later due to singularity, he was unable to target. Why? Because it was losing its 1 degree of freedom. Like if you compare uh, with our hands, so we have joints, and suppose due to fracture, my knee got failed. So I won't be able to take any task from this knee. Okay, means I'm losing 1 degree of freedom. Okay, so my hand is now controlled by the shoulder joint. Okay, controlled by only one joint. Means I'm losing my flexibility. Okay, dynamics, in which we also want to know about torques and the forces responsible for the desired motions. Trajectory generation, you can see this figure. A is the starting point, B is the goal point or last point, end point. Okay, and how to reach the goal point, that is the trajectory generation. Okay, there may be point to point motion, there may be continuous motion. So if intermediate path is required, okay, then we need to carefully track the given time dependent path. Okay, so how to trace a path through the space at the specified velocities. This is open loop versus closed loop control. Like in water tank, if there will be no wall, so water will be overflowing. Okay, so that is the example of open loop. If there will be a wall, means it detects water level. Okay, then detects by sensor and controlled by, in the case of robot, is controlled by controller. Okay, and based on the controller, it rectifies whether more torque is required or less torque is required to the robot. And finally, it controls the output, system output, means the velocity of the end factor. Okay, in this way, we can get the controlled motion of the robot. Okay, now position control means how to position the tool at the accurate location. Force control, like painting or uh, painting, or you can say uh, drilling on the surface, we need to also take care of force, or it will damage to the surface. So along with that trajectory tracking, we also need to take care of force. Control force to ensure that robot can handle delicate objects and move more constrained surfaces. And again, this is versus serial manipulator and parallel manipulator in terms of mechanism. And accuracy versus repeatability. Accuracy is a measure of how close the robot reaches to the programmed point in the workspace. Okay, means where suppose we want to weld uh, some on some specific location. Okay, so how we are able to accurately, means a specified point, whether we are able to weld that specified point, okay, or not. If you are able to do so, that is the accuracy. And whether we are able to do it again and again. If we are able to do, means repeatability is there. Okay. So repeatability is measure of how close the robot reaches the point previously reached by the robots for the same programmed point. Okay. Program without changing the program. So with this, thank you for listening and bearing me. Thank you.